Good morning, good morning. Just getting set up here. Still shows that box, huh? Not sure why. No big deal. Today, looking to focus on multiplayer town problems, but I've also got some reports that some of the resources in caves that we were working on yesterday aren't quite going as expected. So I'm gonna double check that real quick first. Cave harvesting issues. Let's open up these new ones anyway. I read this before I fell asleep last night. Probably gave me bad dreams. I interacted with him. The only option was to upgrade, which I did. Still shows level 1. It's not good. That's probably just multiplayer syncing wrong, though. Hi, kitty. Don't eat my cereal. You don't like it anyway. When looking at a rabbit, could not see its name. When I killed it, it would give a strength 0 floating damage, but not harvest. Marked as minor. I bet I know what that is. Let's go straight to that. Doesn't know what's going on. Basic harvest. We'll want to look at strong too, probably. Server has loaded up. Let's go ahead and get the client loading. So when you do the skill, see here it checks what resource it's being used on to determine what it does. And there is not one set up for fur. Feathers we did, hide, chitin, or everything else should be good. So that should help that. What else did he say? Looking at the rabbit, could not see its name. Probably generated toughness fine. Let's go ahead and update this. We're now working on version 13. It is the 4th of December. Cats are going crazy. Rabbit name. Level 335. I think he's suggesting that This wasn't working properly. Health bars are all set up. Animal type is rabbit. Let's take a look at the script anyway. That happens during generate self. Just kidding. This is inherited from monster AI. So is that an override for generate self? It is. In monster AI, no, it's not generate self. It's not the update. It's not combat. Let's just look for it. I believe it's called full name. Full mob name. And that is being set up. Yeah, during generate self. That is not an exposed variable. So what we're setting is just this guy. You would expect that to be for all animals. So we don't have that going on anywhere here. Full mob name. Yeah, that's probably not getting set up properly. As generate self is being overridden and it's not calling the base. We don't currently have mob name equals mob name. That should solve. Could not see its name. Killed it. Should solve that. Might as well go double check though. And we can do it multiplayer, why not? Start the server up. I don't know if my little counter there is working properly. Little counter there is working properly. It's empty here. I need to add something there, don't I? Little counter there is working properly. It's empty here. It says 17 followers. It says I got a few followers while I was sleeping though. I don't know. Also said Twitter didn't work this morning. I'll do that manually. And I should be streaming to Steam. Wonder if that's visible. I don't know how that works. Certainly don't see it here. Community Hub. Tell them why they should. Yeah, I don't know how that works. I set it up to stream to Steam. But so server's up. Start the client. Looks like it's gonna be a nice day. It was cold yesterday. I did figure out how to get the chat bar over on the left here for me, so I can see it without turning my head all the way over. In a cave, I guess we should probably look at this while we're in here. So we'll just remember we want to be looking for a rabbit later on. So inventory's full, items dropped. Ooh, that was kind of nice. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that those colliders aren't set up very well. No, that's good. Likewise with the stalactite. He's got a likewise convex mesh collider. It's kind of not. Why is it not triggering though? Am I too close? Did I break it and it didn't go away? Okay, that's what was being reported. So these still both are here for moi, but go to scene view and head to Malcare. They are both gone from Malcare. So let's see, that's gonna be, I think we're done with you. Yeah, we don't need you. Did kind of want to look at strong harvest. Is this set up the same? It is. Okay, so resource.resource equals fur in this case as well. And then we're looking at harvestable object upon harvest. Remaining is 0. If rarity is 0, above 0 on world encounters, no, remove marker, no, that's fine. Update stats, if not an animal, report death. Multiplayer host, world encounter manager is not null. Report world encounter resource death using the XYZ. We'll just go ahead and uncomment both of these. Should be server-side stone telling the server to tell the player that that resource has died. I'm now actually keeping references to all of those resources. So we should be able to cycle through that list. Right now it's doing a collider check. Which is not bad. And honestly, might even be less intensive. But, for example, on this manager, we've now got spawned resources. 98 resources. This has all the stones. Nope, though this does not have the stalactites in it. This is what we built yesterday to check for rarities. We could make another one for spawn decorations. And again, that's just storing references, so it's not like it's adding a bunch of data when that goes off. I like that idea better than doing physics checks every time we want to find something. So let's, we didn't find a rabbit yet, but let's go to cave generation. There's actually two forms of cave generation, and I might not have set the other one up properly. That's being stored on the manager itself. We've got spawned resources, so let's do spawned basic resources by that whole system we built yesterday. When we go through and we generate the cave, there's some method where we are spawning things. Cave spawn resource. Resources, set up resources. Set up spawned resource. Okay, so decoration is different. These are where they're grabbing the harvestable objects. See, we did this yesterday. So it is in fact not adding the decorations, the stalactites and whatnot, to this system. Should have double checked if it was adding those ore. Pretty sure it's not though. Set up spawned wall decoration. Are there more than one of these? Nope, they're all using the same method. So yeah, boulder, stalactites, stalagmites. These are all in here. What's this if? If use normal. What are you doing? Regardless of any of that. Okay, yeah, that's different. Let's add some spaces in here, clean it up a little. Depending on the decoration types. And that basically just means if it's not a mushroom. We do kind of want to add the mushrooms to be harvestable for potions in the future, but we'll not do that right now. So if we're not spawning like the first iterations, spawned basic resources and add the deco is the game object, deco.game object. So now we've got references, and let's double check. The manual constructor is the one that builds the lava caves. I don't think he's overriding those variables. He's not, so that's fine. So now, when we get a report from the server that something has died and we want to figure out where it is, we grab the proper manager, and this is going to look for local x divided by 100. Hi kitty, what are you doing? Get away. No offense. Local x divided by 100. Am I sending centimeters? So we're sending centimeters through this. We determined maximum cave length the other day, but we'll leave it at ins. So that divided by 100 is going to give us the meter positioning. And then we're not going to do this anymore. what we're gonna do is for int I equals 0, I equals less than manager. We're already on the manager. Spawn. This could be either one of them actually. What is it? Cave system 3D manager. Dot spawned. There's probably less resources, so we'll go through these first. Resources dot count. We're gonna want to go through both of them. I++. And then we'll just grab that, or list rather, so we're not repeatedly referencing it. And then we want to compare positions. Let's say that minimum distance is 0.4 meters. And then if, let's do float temp distance. Gotta open that door, do you, cat? Letting all the heat out. Temp distance equals, we've got the position. So this is the, yeah, and this was using it for finding the world position for that physics check. So we don't need that anymore. We're just going to do the local position. Weight against the game objects transforms distance between the point we're looking for. Thank you for the follow. If our temp distance is less than the starting distance we came out with, object to destroy, we're going to set it as null. And so now we'll set distance equals temp distance. It's all good. Thank you for the follow. Still in early access, but getting better day by day. Here we want to set the object to destroy to this one. So that means we did find something that's at 40 centimeters within range, and if we find something that's even closer, we'll grab that and overwrite these values. And now we want to go ahead and just redo the whole same thing for the spawn basic resources. So once again, get the temp distance. If this is closer than anything we've spotted so far, Tupperware containers, hopefully full of pizza. And then down here, if game object to destroy is not null, then we're going to destroy it. And that should work a lot better. We're not removing from these lists as we go. We could here though. Just take a little more logic. Yesterday, when we built that check to go through them, we had to add a check to make sure that we're dealing with an object that isn't null. And I did see that because those references aren't being removed when they die. And this is only happening on the server. So yeah, I think we'll leave it that way for now. It doesn't serve any purpose to a single player or a host. So we just want to double check here that if go is equal to null, as that is possible, then we're just going to continue on to the next for iteration in both of these cases, because they won't be able to give us a distance or anything. They'll be dead. And that should be good. So we're still going to leave them in there. They'll destroy and go null, but there aren't any cases that aren't checking to make sure they're null or not. So let's give that a test. Pasta. I was going to say pasta if not pizza. Best use of Tupperware. I'm eating granola. 8:30 a.m. Got some coffee. Prior to streaming, I was pretty often getting on at 9, maybe 10 sometimes. And working till midnight sometimes. And it's just not good for you. The net outcome is you just work less hours because you get worn out. BB, what are you doing? Cats are avoiding their bed. So this is working out really nice. Getting up at 8, working till 5. I played some Stellaris last night before bed for like a half an hour, rather than working till ungodly hours. So we're back, hopefully. Didn't save. Can we find? Yeah, here's those. So same stalactite goes away right away. This one too goes away right away. So that's looking like a better method for going about those things. But what's up with this? Is that resource not there on the server? No, it's not. Why is it not? Have I killed that previously? And oops. I've got a discrepancy here. Yeah, I do really bad when I don't get sleep. And it's just not good to say, I'll probably fix this bug with just another 30 minutes. Because that's not how it works. You end up doing it for 2-3 hours. You need to just do your hours, put it down, do what you can. Resource death reports are coming through properly, which is good. So this might have been a synchronization error. World encounter harvesting resources. Let's go ahead and turn these debugs on. And data received might be coming through in parts if it's longer than... What is the length for that? 1500? I meant to look at that for rarities. We'll have to set that up eventually for rarities. Dead resources.count is not what it's called anymore. RDH, let's just do bytes length. What do we got? RDH, resources data holder. Dot. Animal stats, resource stats, 3D is what we should be looking at. Right, see that's what you're going through here. That's proper. That's proper. Target ID. Request by. I'm gonna sneeze here. Client dot player name, just unimportant, but sure. Just to make sure that these are going through. And once again, this is probably we wait to turn the resources on in these instances, I believe. Server data received, and then we go through and we finish generating, which begins the decoration where we spawn all the resources, and then they check themselves against the data. If we're in a world encounter, resource stats, yeah, that looks incorrect. Get resource stats using the local Y as well for world encounters, and we don't know how to do that. It's called get resource stats 3D, isn't it? No. Chunk manager, get resource stats, might be called get encounter, there it is. Get world encounter resource stats 3D, that's what we want. Because caves can spawn stuff on top of one another, unlike above ground. So we're going to get the stats from there. If we're in a world encounter, they've already been fed to us. So that should fix that. Harvesting manager is probably properly sending this. We opened the debugs to make sure. It's going through resource stat holder 3Ds. Right? Yeah. Good, good, good. Alright, let's recompile and double check that once more. What are you doing? Start the server up. Get the client loading. Let's put a reminder in our own server that we are live. Client has connected. And this stone here is still here. So this might not be a case of we're thinking it is. That cave even kind of looks a little different. Does it? No, cave looks alright. I wonder if it's just grabbing a different type. Do we have another boulder underneath that? You're not gonna let me move it? Just want to check. Doesn't quite look like there is one under there. Right? I'm not seeing one. Mushrooms, more boulders. That's probably the next cave. This is a boulder 5. This is also a boulder 5. 23.992, 23.992. This guy's got a scale of 1.1. So they're the same dude spawning within millimeters of one another, but they're getting scaled differently. That's interesting. So that's gonna happen down here. Decorating the floor. Scale equals get random noise, position X, position Z, 1 to 3. Okay. So this is using world position, which on the server is at 8,000 meters. On the client, it's at 100 meters because of floating point shifting. So we want this to be local position for everybody, and that's probably the same for the resources, which are up here, but they're not getting scaled probably. They just keep their own scale. Right. Okay, so it was not a case of bad synchronization. Even though I don't think that that was working properly. The way that it was trying to... Oh, what did I click? You don't need to be pinned, you guys. Even though it was grabbing resources incorrectly here. I'm going to break some stuff. I'm going to double check the scale. That's probably why I was running into that stuff funny too. Yeah, everything was scaled differently. Let's write that down. 13 or 4 fixed. let's say basic resource scale discrepancies. Did I spell it right? Basic resource scale discrepancies between servers and clients. Load the client back up. We also fixed basic resources, let's say basic cave resources, not destroying themselves the player. So now we should see that this guy is the same on both servers, or both server and client. 2.34, 2.34, exactly as expected. So let's unpause, and I'm gonna break him. My inventory's full, but that's fine. Here's a diamond. Let's get him as well. And then I'm just going to disconnect the client, which will save it on the server, and despawn the cave, saving the resource stats. I can then reconnect right away, and we should have a bag of diamonds on the ground, a missing diamond on the wall, and a missing rock. The reason why I did that is because, again, we're checking the diamond, which is a real resource, differently than we're checking that big rock, which is a basic resource. Basic resources don't give tier, cannot go rare, and only ever give 5 to 10. They're kind of just for looks, kind of get in the way. But if they are in the way, you can harvest them to get them out of the way. So connected, loading straight into the cave, harvesting data received. No bag of diamonds. There is the diamonds are gone, and no bag of stone either, though. That's not expected. Load. Those are network objects, aren't they? And it's probably not even going to draw it for me on the server. Should be under MISC. I've got a whole bunch of them. Yeah. Yeah, that's its own network object. Which really preferably... that's not too bad. Checks to see if it can find a player, and if it does, turns itself on for them. So there we've got our diamonds. Might take a second or two for them to show up, but there's the stone, as expected. So, looking at a rabbit, what was the other one? I don't know what that's about. Regular or rare ore does not harvest. Disappears. Regular or rare ore does not harvest. Disappears. Do we have any ore in here? We've got monsters. Lots of stone. Let's cheat. Oh, hi everybody. Where can we find some ore? And where are we at currently? We're down here. There's an ore right next to me. There it is. Regular or rare ore does not harvest. Disappears. Let's double check that that is on the server. Same as expected. Yes, it is. Why did that give us 0? That's interesting. Is it not set up properly? Most likely. Let's find another ore. One up above. One over in that corner that looks hard to get to. Let's go to this one. Which way's up? It's dark in here. I think that was just to the left of me. Hello. Alright. Tier 1 iron ore, toughness 12. On the server, minimum reward 0, maximum reward 0. So this guy has not set himself up properly. Why would that be? Harvestable ore when he starts out. He's going to look for loaded stats. He's not going to find any. He's not a multiplayer client, so he's going to roll for his minimum maximum using the ore reward multiplier. Now, he is stored not right here, though he should be. I should move them up here either. Resources. Got stuff spread out in places it shouldn't be. No, that's the procedural prefabs. Resources, ore 1. Yeah, that's just not set up right. Everybody else is set up properly, right? 5, 10, 10, 20. How come that one guy just did not get set up? 30, 40, 20, 30, 5, 10. That's unfortunate. We'll go ahead. Let's do 20 to 30 for this guy. Can be rare, can be lucky, is not basic. That's a term people use in the States now, isn't it? Call someone basic. I'm not up to speed with all the lingo, but I see people saying that on YouTube. Am I watching the Twitch chat, not the multi-stream chat. Did I miss anything? There is something saying something. It's not showing up on my stream chat. I'm sorry. Who says? Porcelain. Thank you for the cheer. Thank you for the, I guess cheer would be a Twitch term. Thank you for the, my English is getting worse and worse the longer I live here in Japan. Thank you for the motivation. Appreciate it. It's tough stuff working in 3D and procedural and open world up to 1,000,000 kilometers in 4 directions. So we've built up some bugs over the months. Trying to go through those now. Oh, thank you for the follow, Kappa. I'd like to scale this streaming software a little better somehow. Multi-stream chat, refresh chat. Why is that not showing anything? I don't know. Oh, we're back at the same, or actually we're at the one we started at. And he should now be, where are we? Down here. He now has 20 to 30. Should work fine now. Got 22, dropped it because my inventory's full. So we can check that off. This should all be working good. Greystone can be hit and does not just and gives tier of the dungeon stone versus tier 0. Oh really? Like I said, basic resources are supposed to just always give tier 0. And this stuff gets pretty laggy when I'm running 2 instances and streaming. I've got more RAM in the mail coming tomorrow. Let's just go somewhere distant. Tier 5 should work. Out in the swamp in the dark. Probably not going to be a lot of caves out here. I think I did find a cave doing this just yesterday though. Is my Visual Studio View working? It's not. Why do I have to fix that every time? Yeah, my memory is struggling. No, I don't need a transition. I need to look at the window capture properties. You should be capturing Visual Studio. Why are you not? Yeah, whatever. I'm just going to, let's go, I think it was like 15. Kilometers to the north here. And I ran into some desert, and there was a cave just northeast. Did this just last night. Same location. Let's put a Solace down so we can come back here in the future. There it is. And it has not properly carved the landscape out, so that's a problem. Has it done so on the server? Go to Malcare. It has indeed. It should look like this so that we can get into it. It didn't do that on my side. So problems atop problems. But that's okay. Go through them one by one. I'm going to turn the lighting off so I can just see. So it knows the dude's there. Anyway, let's just disconnect here for now, which will save our position. Like so. And we'll go ahead and save the server as well. Let's go take a look at that. I do want to double check. This stuff should be all good now. And again, you can see the memories running low. Oh, I clicked refresh chat and it cleared it, I think, on accident there. Whoops. I don't know. I'm a newbie. On the manager, I'm going to go ahead and turn off those debugs. Struggling. It keeps yelling at me that I'm dropping frames. How is Visual Studio not responding though? Come on. You're just a big text editor. Turn this off, turn that off. Come on. That's silly, honestly. What's going on? Is Windows Update doing something in the background? Yeah, both of my Unities are being silly. Five gigabytes. Let's go ahead and restart those while we're thinking about stuff. Where are the other ones that we turned on? There we go. Turn the debugs off so they don't clog the console. That stuff's all good. I'm going to close you too, and you're probably going to ask me if I want to save. You don't need to save. I'll wait to save that just so you guys don't get confused. World Encounter Manager, we didn't change anything here but add that, which is fine. The world, those will all be destroyed along, yeah, so they're fine. We don't need to specifically clear those lists. Harvestable object, we fixed that. Was all that was important. So what we're curious about now is actually area generation. The client-side procedural area was not properly picking up on, or no, that's actually the terrain. The terrain was not properly picking up on the cave. Which I think is one of the first things that it checks. I probably flew right by it. Generate world encounter using the terrain save file. So let's see here. Get the chunk, get the terrain save file. On a client, that's basically nothing, because we don't save these. So we're going to get an empty world encounter. We're going to realize there's not a world encounter in there. It's going to generate one. It should always be the same. I don't have anything blocking. It spawned properly, so we know we're getting it. Let's just make sure, and I'll get these loading back up again. Yeah. Don't save. I already told you that. Solace Crafting can start loading. So let's just turn this debug back on. XZ encounter type, local X, local Z. That should always roll the same data no matter what. And then this, which brings into account the world encounter. If the terrain world encounter is not null, is that getting set up properly? Terrain world encounter equals that guy. If it's null, then it's going to generate it, but then this needs to go after here. Now that should work better. World encounter holder, blah blah blah. Yeah, that's what we need. So hopefully that will fix that. We'll double check that as soon as these two are done reloading. I wonder if that is an issue. Yes, it is. Also, bulk distributing adventuring points with shift, because if they go. Always something to do. What were we doing though? We were heading into a tiered cave to check the basic resources, to double check that they are in fact returning 0 as they're supposed to because they're basic. I can look at the code while we wait for the instances to load back up. Harvestable object, calculate tier. Where is basic being used? Might not have set that up right. Looks like it's not being used anywhere. Calculate toughness, so that's proper. But yeah, calculate tier should also be leaving basic at level 1. If is basic, go ahead and just return. Because the default is 0 anyway. So yeah, that makes sense. Not that I was doubting your reports, Stuart. Should be fixed. Copper ore harvests and disappears. Does not harvest. Does harvest. Mobs can be looted. I don't know what that is, but all fixed except for lightning speed golems in 0.7 point, what are we at, 13 today? And did I open up this guy? Well, he also brought that up, so I do want to check that too. Spending skill points more than you have, more than should be capable. Start the server up. Need that RAM. Like say I ordered another 16 gigs of RAM. Should get here tomorrow. Could get here today actually. Sometimes Amazon out here is pretty amazing. You know, Japan is not the size of America at all. And I don't live that far from Tokyo, which I assume is where their main hub is. So sometimes they say stuff's gonna show up on Monday and then it shows up on Sunday. And that's fine with me, as long as someone isn't breaking their back just to get it to me. I feel kind of bad sometimes. You get something in like 10 minutes almost. Excuse me. Ooh. Didn't like that. Go ahead and shut you down. Object not set. Null reference exception at 41. This guy should be good now. Harvesting manager, you're fine, right? 41, debug log encounter, world encounter. So, sorry about that. Oh, and this guy's doing the same thing, huh? Do I look tired? I actually got pretty good sleep this week. Yeah, less might not be as fun, but should be working now. And I did run into some cave problems that I've already fixed here in the first hour. Just kind of double checking them and fixing the terrain. Sleeping in the sunshine. What a tough life. What does that mean? BB cave. Oh, right. Yeah, I believe I just closed it actually. Cleared all those up. There were definitely some problems and should all be working now. And now I've fixed cave carving on clients as well. So that's good for this guy. He's also I'd rather if people didn't put, I mean, we've got a lot of issues, but when you say also, then I have to do both of these at once to resolve it. He's talking about spending adventuring points, which I probably have a bunch of too. He was talking about dog. He's supposed to have a max of 20. Does Squire have any of those? I think these all go up. Next level, 1 out of 20. Okay, so let's try this. Is it shift is 10 and then control is 100? You do not have enough points. Well, I've only got 2 remaining. Whoops. I'm gonna just level up just a little bit. Did I not? Did that not work? That didn't work. Alright, this is multiplayer. There we go. Look at me, I'm level 4. Adventuring skills. Let's go ahead and save once. And I shouldn't even be able to buy 10. So can I buy 10? No. Shift didn't work. Let's close that down and try again. I'll try control. What do you think about the resource distribution like that? I was kind of originally, I haven't really thought about it for a couple weeks, but I was thinking that I was going to do more like kind of like a tower. There'll only be 1 tower per terrain. I was thinking terrain because sometimes you get like a whole bunch of them in a clump there because they're just rolling randomly. But sometimes it seems like a little overkill too. I thought it might be. Yeah, I guess there's no. Well, and I do want to add monsters to them. It's kind of one of the things I've got coming up too. So they're kind of going to become like a mini encounter. So the spider's nest, put some spiders around the spider nests. Maybe you got to kill 2 and then 3 come out. And then if you kill the 3rd, a queen comes out. And then if you kill the queen, then it's marked as cleared, and then you're able to build a town near it. And then I've got some wasps for the wax nests, and some beetles for the scale bug nests, and some things. So let's try that again. I am level 500. We're trying to buy a skill. You saved that as 20? Why did you save that? I told you to. Anyway. I'd like to turn this debug off now, thank you. Oh, it's struggling. I think this RAM's gonna make a big difference. Streaming with 2 Unity instances is. I got a good CPU that's handling it. Well, maybe it's not. I'm getting dropped frames detected constantly. Might need to get a streamer card or something. And I've actually got some old cards in the closet. Maybe I can set those up as streaming specific. I don't know how that stuff works. I'll ask my gamer buddies. none of the rest of these. There we go. Triumphant heal 1 out of 20. That would be dangerous if that was level 100. Can I get one that's closer so I don't have to buy a ton of skills? There we go. Bittersweet. Let's go ahead and get a few stab. Did that not unlock enough here? Surely I can buy this now. Let's get distraction. Yeah, these aren't coloring themselves properly, are they? Okay, bittersweet. I'm gonna hold control and control did. And like I said, don't save. What are you doing, server? Close. Click stop. Stop. What are you doing? Stop. Not running too well today. Hello. To save the changes to the player there I'm doing. So let's look at that. It's either under the skill UI or player skills, probably. Most stuff has checks for that. I think let's see, command upgrade adventuring skill. Grab the holder, which is the template. If the max level does not equal 0 and the current level is greater than or equal to the max level, you're already at the max level. Points to spend, we are checking, but we are not checking to see if that goes above the max. So, just have to add another line in here. Make sure we are not spending more points than possible. Yeah, it just, however many points you want to spend is fine, but then it should cap it down to whatever's the most you're allowed to use. So, if points to spend is greater than current level, let's see, template max level minus current level. So say it's max 20, you've currently got 10, that's 10 left, and you're trying to spend 10, that would be fine. But if you're trying to spend 11, then points to spend needs to be knocked down to template max level minus current level. And there's probably a few different places we need to double check that. I'll just copy that. Upgrade adventuring skill. Learn adventuring skill, that's fine. Upgrade harvesting skill. Make sure there are enough points to spend. That would exceed the maximum level. And then return. I don't really have to return there. If template max level does not equal 0, that's true, we do want to check if it's 0. Template max level, if template max level is 0, then they're infinite skills. It won't discard them, it'll just knock down it sets up this points to spend variable, and then, it just starts at 1, and if you're holding down shift, it would go up to 10, and then it'll go down and try and attempt to spend those points. So if you're going over the max, it'll knock that amount that it's attempting to spend down. But we only want it to do that if template max level is greater than 0. 0, then that means that there's infinite levels. And down at the harvesting, this skill cannot be upgraded, you do not have points. That would exceed the maximum level. That's just kind of unfriendly. If they want to go ahead and spend those points, just let them spend the points. Points to spend equals template.max level minus current level. Anywhere else we need to look? Yeah. Yeah, that whole system needs some work, What I want to do is have a variety of skills that go up to level 20. And then, that just adds on constantly, like in the case of harvesting, it'd be damage. Or in the case of adventuring, it'd be damaged. And then you just can add to those rather than having to pick a skill or two. You do not have enough points. Make sure we have enough points. Attributes, so that's adventuring skills. Here we go, crafting skills as well. Make sure there is enough. That would exceed the maximum level. You do not have enough points. So this is the same thing, but again, we don't really have to stop them from doing it. Just knock the points to spend down to the template max level minus the current level. And that should fix that. We'll give it a double check. Well, have fast shot be one of the skills that goes up to level 20. And then all the other skills go up to 20 or whatever, and that adds a little more speed, a little more range, a little more utility, whatever it is. And then at the end of the tree, have a mastery skill that just adds ranged damage, or, adds +1 damage to all the skills on that tree. So you're not having to pick 1 or 2 skills to constantly upgrade. You can get the skills that you like maxed up utility-wise, and then you've got that one final skill on the tree that boosts the tree in general. Because the way it's set up right now, you kind of have to pick 3 skills and then just stick with them. Sort of mathematically is how it works out. If you've got 3,000 points to spend, you don't want to spend 200 here, 200 here, 200 here, 200 there. You want to spend 1,000 points into this, 1,000 points into this. So now, when I go to, I'm gonna buy 10 stab. Oops, I bought another 10. Whatever. Why did it save those? I told you not to save those. That's interesting. I closed the server down while it was paused, and it still saved the player data. That's odd. Anyway, dodge. I'm going to spend 100 points, and it's only going to give me 20. So there you go. Those should all be fixed now. Let's go ahead and resolve this. Fixed cave. Fixed caves, not smoothing terrain on clients, as well as overspending of skill points in 0.7.0.13. Knock that one down. Don't even have enough RAM left for Chrome to remember its own tabs. Lucian, you're Art, right? You're not Stuart. But Art's real name is Stu. So yeah, you are Stuart. Okay. When looking at a rabbit, could not see its name when I killed it. We'll give. Oh yeah, we haven't gotten to that yet. I did change something to that. But we fixed all of this. Changed it to resolved. I'm just heading whatever I'm at, 3 or 4, to double check that the basic resources are going to give me 0. That's cool. I used to have a buddy that ran a game store. We played a lot of Warhammer back in the day. So yeah, this is tier 0 stone, and it's rewarding tier 0 stone, so those should be working properly now. Glowy emerald, can't resist, must check. Get away from me. Get off of my... What happens if I drop this? You're not gonna despawn? Come on. Come on. I don't need this, I just like looking at them. Anyway, that's working, so... Yeah, I gave all my Warhammer stuff away. I got buddies that still like to paint the miniatures. But I had a buddy that was running a game store for a while, so I gave him all mine. I had Dark Eldar and High Elves from 40K and what was it, Warhammer Fantasy did they call it? So now I want to find a rabbit. That might not be the easiest thing in the world. And yeah, I haven't played Warhammer in forever. They've got a bunch of Warhammer computer games now, of course. I might want to... pause and look for a rabbit in the editor. They are tiny. Not sure if I'm gonna be able to spot one. There's a spider. Like I said, I think the spiders are just too small. And they get bigger over time. I want to scale this guy up to see what he looks like when he's full scale. So they get scaled down at this level. If he were full-sized, he would be 111. See, that's still... Oh, it put him back down to 0. I'd have to do that on the server, wouldn't I? I just want to see what he looks like. Yeah, I did up the colliders for everybody, so it should be easier to hit. See, even that at full size, though, he could be bigger, I just think. Like, you gotta look down, and, I mean, some people are scared of spiders and this and that, but I kind of like... Did you ever play EverQuest? What was it, the Desert Row? They had those, I mean, tank-sized spiders. Those are great. I've got some cooler looking spiders than this guy, too, that I'm gonna add in for the spider nests, but... You defeated a spider, that's fine. I'm looking for a rabbit, but I'm just gonna pause and see if I can find... Yeah, there is a rabbit behind me and to the left. Another spider, cow. A little bunny. You defeated... When looking at a rabbit, could not see its name. When I killed it, it would give a strength 0 floating damage, but not harvest. What am I missing here? I feel like I'm not... Look at the cow. And I'm such a beefy boy. I'm giving him 100 strength. I think even if I punch this guy, he's gonna die. What was that? An iron sickle there? Drop some random... punch! Yeah, that did him in anyway. So you don't get experience. Defeated a level spider. Animals don't give experience, huh? Has it always been like that? Do we want it like that? What are you talking about with not being able to see the name? Yeah, he gave me... Oh, the harvest strength of the bunny? Should be... Should be 1 at this level, right? We're just at the starting area. Should I go to a higher level area? Basic tree. It's a goat. Punch him. These guys might actually be stronger than I can handle. He's not animating very well either, is he? How come my skill isn't working on him? There it goes. Looks like he's just speed walking. You get off me, sir? How about I do this? Let's do... Got 1,000 points. Can't add 1,000 points at your level. Fine. Let's do some attributes. Oh, what just happened there? Why is my strength at 0? Is my strength really at 0 now? Huh. I just messed that up somehow. Look at that. Messing up my stats. How'd I do that? Surely that's something that I... crafting skills is too high. Turn the points to spend down. Oh, yeah, I didn't add that, if template max level does not equal 0. That'll do it. This guy's got it. This guy's does not equal 0, does not equal 0, does not equal 0. Okay, well. Well, there's a bunny. So let me log out real quick here. Malcare disconnected. Let's save. Recompile both of those. What'd you see, kitties? Just chasing a birdie, or sometimes there's stray cats that go walking by here. Freaks them out. able to spend more points than allowed in certain skills. What did we fix with bunnies? I forget. Anyway, I need to buy some strength. And some stamina. Can I just buy 1,000? That was 10. Cannot add 1,000. Cool. Adventuring skills. It's all good. Stomp, I like a lot. Stun. I wonder if stun is working or not. I don't even have a shield anyway. Wasn't there a bunny right here somewhere? Where'd that bunny go? Well, that's the whole reason I saved here, was to get that bunny. I need a better sword too. Well, this guy's gonna actually maybe kill me. Me and my fake equipment. Oh, so you're saying... You mean after you... I can see the stats on the bunny corpse. When I try and harvest it, nothing appears in pack and strength hit that floats is 0. Yeah, I fixed that. When you look at them, it doesn't say anything. Are you expecting it to say something? What are you expecting it to show you? I'm just going to drop all this. I don't need any of you. Yeah, I don't think they say anything when you look at monsters or animals. Right. That looked like a rabbit for a second. Until you kill him, yeah. I would like to test a rabbit again though anyway, just in case. Heal clone. That was a long time ago. Why is that still up? That's not good. Special effects, type holder, light heal. Oh, I opened another instance of Visual Studio. Anyway, what are we doing? I'm looking for a bunny. Yeah, it is broken in 0.12 that BKG's on right now. I did fix that though, I'll show you. They're the only ones that have fur as their bait. and the harvesting skills just didn't know how to cope with that, because they do a check to see, if you're trying to harvest ore, then use the pickaxe. If you're doing hide, then use the skinning knife. But it wasn't set up for fur, so they were just getting confused and not doing anything. So I'd like to find an these are going to be network objects, isn't it? There's a rabbit. Is it far away? Maybe not too much. Once again, behind and to the left. Right under the sun. Man, I'm never going to find it in this. Lighting. Bunny. Is that a bunny? Or is that a chicken? That's a bunny. So yeah, doesn't show anything when you're looking at him. He's tiny. I can make those bigger. They don't need to be that realistic. Oh, and he's a tough guy. Come back here. But you can see now, tier 19 fur, toughness 210. Gives me fur and raw meat. So yeah, should be working in this 0.13 patch. So, fixed in 0.7.0.13. Fixed rabbits, rewarding, fixed rabbits, harvesting, nothing. Fixed encounters, smoothing, cave resources, yada yada. What do we got here? Town stuff. Town stuff is what we want to work on today. Coming up on 10 o'clock break, hopefully. I think we cleared, had some problems with resources left over that I did want to look at there, but now we want to go work on these traders. Two sources both don't have any signs. It's a broken old storehouse. Hard to leave it. Place to. So we want to be working on townsfolk, storehouses, spider pushing a block around. It's resolved. And then these, yeah, also, I get it, but we'll do that with these. I see just quits after loading when standing on a hatch ladder. Yeah, that's a weird one. He actually gave me this. It looked like it was a network error. It says other buildings rely on it. Yeah. That's a hard one to debug too, because I can't create old storehouses. But we will get into that right now, after quick break. I'm just going to stretch and don't think I have anything I need to do. I might. I might run to the well, how come chat's timing out here? Does it need to do that? Yeah, take it easy. I'll fix her up. Always show messages. Yeah, I don't know why it looks like the messages are... Hi, kitty. Sort of timing out there or something. Definitely. You know, some of these, I mean, screenshots and stuff, of course, are good, but sometimes it helps to have someone sort of explain. Oh, yeah, that cleared it. Always show messages is selected, but I'll turn up 200 anyway. Does definitely help to have someone sort of explaining better sometimes what they're talking about. But I'm just gonna take a little stretch. I'll be right back. Yeah. Yeah, I still got people posting in Steam and Discord and everywhere. Have I been muted this whole time? Lovely. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and mute now so I can clear my throat. And there's somebody at the door. I'll be right back. And here I got my microphone off again. I'm sorry. Need to have something yell at me when my mic is not. You can move that over here or something. Anyway, so if we want it to go, if it's not custom, but it is a storehouse, that means it's outdated. In which case, we want it to mimic this whatnot here. We want to set the tbdh.isCustom to true. We want to load in the base town building prefab. And where are we parenting this stuff to? Set parent, town parent, local point, blah, 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 blah. Where saves terrain? Okay, yeah, so we're not putting it on the town parent anymore. We can go... Let's see, we don't have any concept of the terrain yet here. We do have the town parent though, so the terrain is just one above that. Parent. And then what is this? Local point position. That's gonna be this local point. Where does that get used? We're just trying to figure out where the structure wants to be, which is this stuff here. This is going to be centimeters divided by 100. That's going to go down to meters. Local X, I believe that's the float. So yeah, that's just what we want there. This one's doing -3. We'll see if we need to do that or not. And then we got the Z rotation. There is a rotation value as well. So we're not using that anymore. This is going to be called via the server only, which means it's fine in single player, so we can go ahead and use the global singleton client copy. And once again, we want the town parent to find the structure parent, send it there, build it up. So that will load the structure, and then the base structure will get loaded in place of the old storehouse structure. Let's give that a try. So we're not custom, but we are a storehouse. That means we're an old storehouse, because all new storehouses are custom. So in that event, we just want to flat out replace the old storehouse with the new version. And we might have to adjust the positioning a little bit. And I did notice it was loading the sign in backwards all the time, but that's what we're here to do today. Not a problem, we'll figure it out. Sun is shining on the cat cam. Well, I'm still down in here, huh? I didn't save. I can just pull myself out of there. We're running single player here. I don't know what that means. What is that? It's new to 2019. I'm stuck down in some slave pen. I don't know whose world this is. So anyway. So yeah. Looks like we do need that -3 and maybe more. Let's go ahead and look at just how far off we are from positioning. It built a new structure for us. Let's do -3. And that looks, still, what is that, -1? Looks like what it should be correct at, and I don't know why this stuff is underground. It's weird. So let's, I mean, but that's where this person had them, right? If I go underground, yeah, that's matched up properly with the building next door. And there is a crate back there. So what was that? That was -3 and -1. That seems odd. -3 I could understand. What about this sign? Is this sign? This is the base town building. He's at 965.4. The forager, no, this is the carpenter, right? 965, 4.97. Stuff's kind of all at different angles for some reason. Yeah, we didn't need to go down that extra meter, I don't think. It was just a solid -3. So we'll bring that one back. But that, this kind of makes sense. And that's how it was originally, but so the base town building prefab that we're bringing in, which is this sign here on the town layer, saved properly into this world's file. Why is the sign, though, not higher up than that? Shouldn't the sign be up like 0.5-ish? -90-ish? Plus, minus. You know, that's like where we'd want the sign to actually be. So can we do all of that? But see, I don't want to. And I'm gonna get stuck down in that pit again. But let's go back once and see what it was doing before. I saved that, right? I did not save that. Stop. Stop. Let's go back and see what that height was at, because that just looks funky. We want to make sure we're not. So let that recompile. Reload. Clouding up a bit. It is December, so it could get really cold all of a sudden one of these days. Alright, I'm stuck down. This is all I wanted to see really though. Yeah, so it's not on level with the neighbor there. It's probably not even snapped at all. Yeah, this is just at 965.43, which is what the signpost was properly at. 965.43. So we'll just remember that. And I think this is good. I'm 900% gonna forget that, so 965.43. We fixed all of this before. It's like the third time I've sneezed today. Might sneeze again even. My air filter's running. Looks like we are automatically snapping this, which we may not want to be. What was the original height? 965.43. 965.43, and then we want to do -3 for that. So this one upwards somehow. Even though we're using the same data, that's strange. Spawn structure is what's doing that. We're converting it into a vector 3, which is the local position. It's just setting it flat to the local position. What is this? Check. That would make sense either. It's not. Let's look at who's messing with the transform. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that stuff's not going off. Spawn building, that's different. It should be all good. And it's just using these numbers. These are the local centimeters though. Which really, yeah, 0.97, that's down to the centimeter. So that's a bit strange that it's rounded that so smoothly. The sign looks better positioned now though. Which is under town. It's this guy, right? Yeah, he's positioned properly. 965.43. Won't forgive me, kitty. Don't want to mess with this too much. If it's custom, you load that. Let's set up a bool to update sign post equals false, and only in this case update sign post equals true. And so this is what we're spawning the signpost with. Now I want to mess with these a little bit. We can go ahead and just do it here. If update signpost, and I actually want to have this what degrees, or 180 degrees. Go.transform.rotate. I can just give it Euler's, right? A new vector 3 of 0, 180, 0, and that should be enough. And then I want it to translate forward just a bit. Wow, that is not a useful click and drag. What is that? It just jumps all over the place. It's good enough for now. Transferred forward times 0.1f. If we need to update the signpost, it's just that I'm not rounding this. I don't know why it got rounded before I moved it. Let's save that and try it once more. It doesn't even matter that I'm still stuck down in the Aztec torture chamber or whatever they got going on there. Script error 129. We need a semicolon. And I say it every day, but I used to be able to hit Control P here and it would just start playing. Tiny nuisance. We do it now. Look, it loses focus. I have to click play. It's just a few seconds lost, but I do it out of habit so much. I just click Control P, think it's going to start up, and then it's just sitting there, and I'm like, wait, what? Nothing's happening. And I'm stuck in thing. And okay, so the sign looks nicely positioned there. Why is the building still funky? Like, why does it 96.3? We're using the same numbers as this guy, and he's at 965.42. We're just trying to do this minus 3, which should be 962.42. It's rounding up to 3. Why is it doing that? local centimeter y divided by 100. It'll give us the proper centimeters. One are the same, of course. 963. Why does it do that? Just double check, see what this number is. And then we'll do a post and look at this value. We pass that spawn structure, blah, 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 blah. It makes a vector 3 out of those floats. They're just floats, doesn't matter. Same story, passes it as a vector 3, vector 3, vector 3. New structure position gets set as the vector 3. There's no rounding going on anywhere. I guess we'll add a debug here just to make sure. Checking height. This, I am not marking that as height check needed. I don't want to. Quite strange. Local centimeters y, and then we divide. If this wasn't a float, you could expect it to be automatically rounding itself. If you divide by an integer, it'll do that. And I think it'll even floor it by default. What do we got? $96600. That is not what we are expecting. How does this guy make it to 96542? Town building data's I. What is going on here? Building data's I, local centimeters, it's the exact same thing, right? And furthermore, why are we grabbing this so many times? That's just super inefficient. Just grab it once, come on. Which I did right here, TBDH. That's silly. Town building data's, you should all be TBDH. Right? You don't have to go and find that again every time. This is all old stuff. TBDH. If height check needed, town building height, but it's not. Did we look at that? Post attempting to. Oh, thank you for the follow. My phone just made a funny noise. It's Google Chat. I'm just highly confused by this. I mean, because this is working, right? How come this is working just fine? Update signpost. Hello. I'm not moving it anywhere else. Debug log. Let's do that down here because the signpost is working properly. Local position should give it to us. Let's just add sign position. They're just doing the same thing though. It's so confusing. This is an integer, but I'm dividing it by a float, same as here. But even in the pre-call there, it showed 96600. So in other words, if it's actually saved as 96600, how in the heck is the sign getting to 965.43? Something is being funky. Something is not right. Let's turn these off, they're getting annoying. 9660. I'm looking right at it, man. It's not at 966.0. What is the deal? Checking height. Oh, we are checking height. Why is checking height? Is that should be false by default? No. Oh, that explains a little bit. Let's set the structure holder height check needed to false. But still, it makes no sense. The signpost itself is debugging. As 96, sign position 966. Ah yes, the struggles of a programmer. And it only does what we tell it to. It is always our fault. So there's something in here doing it. Need to find it. I can see your local position. Does anything else change? Check town building height. If TBDH height check needed. We might be doing this too. Check town building height. If so, that would be doing the same thing there. I don't know why that stuff would be getting marked like that though. It shouldn't be. A bool by default is false, isn't it? I wonder, maybe it's not. Maybe that stuff's all getting set to true because I'm not specifying it. Let's look at that. Well, it's text folder name, blah, blah, blah. This is going to be the signpost height check. So this is different than the height check that is possibly happening here that we're now attempting to disable. $11:30, man. Feels like 10:30. My friends are all freaking out about something. Racists destroy California monolith. Proclaim Christ superior to aliens. Oh, that sounds fun. These guys too, I don't need that. Oh. What time is it in France over there? Oh, you just said that, sorry. Or that must be in the morning. Can't sleep? Looks like the signposts are also doing height checks. I wonder if this world was just marked for updating or what. I marked this to not... Okay, so what's really happening is just that this is getting repositioned to match with the ground. Because I wonder if I have an old... with a town in it. I wonder if I have a old save somewhere. I could do that. Are you saw it on the Unity community server? Not trying to spam it, but I'm open to questions, and it is fun to see how other people develop sometimes, I know. So all of these signposts are doing height checks. Alright, this is getting weird. I need to just download the current multiplayer data and run with that. Let me just cover this up a little bit here. I'm gonna log on to my server. That's gonna be under config, I believe. Unity 3D, Big Kitty Games. This is my Linux server that runs the dedicated server. It's an AWS instance. We're running currently multiplayer world. 12.3 kilobytes? You gotta be kidding me. There's no way that's 12.3 kilobytes. Can I create an archive of this, please? 7Z, whatever. It's fine. 2.5 megabytes. You gonna let me... Can I copy and paste? Copy and replace. You're already down there somewhere. I'm amazed that it lets me do this. Yeah, that's a great server. I've been in 3 or 4 different Unity community servers. Some of them kind of die out. In the official one, I was only in the official one a couple times. It was crazy. It was just too much. Where did that go? There it is. Way too many people on there, or not enough channels or something. It was just non-stop chat. So I'm going to... Let's go ahead and just rename this to old. And I don't really even want to leave that in this folder. Let's move it to old worlds. I'll call it new in here. And then in the new worlds, I'm gonna extract this. Please tell me you did that. There we go, okay. So this is running live on the server right now. Multiplayer world, and is exhibiting problems. I should have done this from the start. This is still going to attempt to replace town buildings. Yeah, I've been in there for years. And, you know, I started out with no experience. So I used to ask a lot of questions in there, and I still do sometimes. I like to answer questions in there now, though, when Unity's building a standalone build or something. There's a lot of good people in there, and I owe it to them for how much they've helped me out. See, I was on this server earlier. In fact, we could log in and look at this right now. This is the real storehouse. Let's pause and look at this. Where am I? This is not the starting area. Yeah, it is. So it just replaced the old storehouse with this guy. Let's take a look at it once with this new stuff turned off. Again, just to see what we're looking at. But yeah, this Unity developer community. I hang out in Unity Help, General Programming, Advanced Programming. I look into networking once in a while, but usually this place is pretty covered. And I check out game design too. You can see I posted in there just recently. A lot of times people say, oh, never mind, I figured it out myself. But yeah, this is a great server. There are some really smart people in here, depending on what it is you're trying to do. So in multiplayer, these storehouses are not taking on timber as expected. I do have a logger here, so as the time passes here, it's going to turn 9 o'clock. There I got 10 timber. So it's working in single player. But it's not working in multiplayer. Yeah, Googling solves most of the problems. You know, you can get real specific with a problem. And sometimes you need to have someone kind of give you a second opinion, take a look at it. But most basic functions that you're going to be putting into any kind of a game have, 5 or 6 different tutorials people have made on them. And some of the tutorials are really bad. Some of them are great. I still have a lot of bad habits and some good habits. Things always improving. It's definitely never a point where you're like, now I know it all. C# is very in-depth. It isn't just programming. Like you start talking about shading and 3D and audio, animation. So, yeah. Say it'd be nice if I had 5 or 6 people working for me. But maybe it wouldn't be. I don't know. I hired some people back in May and it was a disaster. It's like burning a big pile of money. What is all of this? You're acting silly. Did I try and load single player by accident? What's going on? What are you doing? Oh, I didn't even have the server up. I thought I did. Start the server. Start the client. Okay, so now logged in as a multiplayer client to the same world. I'm just gonna brighten it up. Got kind of a stuffy nose coming on or something. That's a storehouse. I was trying to load though. Is it? Multiplayer world. I guess it was just... Yeah, wasn't there one right next to it here? So this one has replaced it. But they won't let it reconstruction. Yeah, now it says it needs to be positioned. Yeah, this is definitely being funky. And then there's no spawn. No signpost has spawned there. Nor on the server. It did create the structure properly, but there's nothing being added to this. I mean, it says storehouse. And it says miner. No, base town building. So how is there a storehouse over here and it lets me position another storehouse? It's being silly. That's fine though, we really just need to overwrite the old storehouses. So those are what causing problems to begin with. Let's go back to single player. I turned the rewrite method off. So we have the old storehouse here as expected. In multiplayer, that was just plain not loading. It's weird. What does it think that this guy is then? It's calling this the storehouse. Alright, these are on different terrains, unfortunately. Sees the storehouse here. Solace number 0 storehouse. Structure called a storehouse. I'm gonna delete that. Okay, so Yeah, get some sleep, man. It's late. Thanks for the follow, though. I'll get this stuff sorted out. I'm heading to lunch here in 5 minutes anyway. So this is the old signpost, or old storehouse, properly loading. I saved. But when I do that in multiplayer, let's go ahead and turn this back on. See, man, I am hurting for that RAM. Go ahead and close Chrome even. Anything to get another 100 megabytes memory. I'm gonna watch that. It's not gonna get called. So in single player, it loads as normal as an old storehouse, and it even works. Works fine. Player. Looks like it was just not loading at all. Start up as a server for this guy. Startup, no. Startup as a client for this guy. How come this chat box is so empty after he said so much? What causes that to clear? I'd rather just leave the messages there. Client connected. Okay, loaded properly this time. There's 1 and 10 in here. It's about to turn into 10 p.m. 2 and 20. So this is working fine, contrary to what I'm being told on the public Big Kitty Games server. But regardless of that, we don't want any of these storehouses of this old nature anymore, because there is no way to increase their storage limits. So we're going to continue with of said buildings and it's time for lunch, but let's give this a quick try via multiplayer. So it's not going to delete anything that's already in the storehouse. It's just going to change it to be the new type, which you can add crates to increase storage capabilities. Currently those are network objects. I wonder if that would cause any problems if somebody laid down 200 crates in their storehouse. Loading the client. Client connecting. Town building replaced. Is interactable. Can I add a crate? I have added a crate. Storage has not gone up. Updating storehouse. No. Placing crate box. Thinks about the storehouse. The terrain has it has the town data holder on it. We've got the storehouse. That doesn't actually. The amount that is allowed to be saved, though, and I don't think that is here either. The structure will send that to the Solace data, but I don't think it's just an issue of this should be a 200 now that I added another crate. We had another that should go up to 300. I don't think that's just an issue of it not linking up properly. I am getting, and this isn't going to take me to where I want to see it. I could, for example, disconnect and reconnect and see if those values update. But I don't think, and they might, the placing crate box, I knew you were going to send me there. That happens under building structure, bottom. just check the bottom. Update storage capacity. Storage capacity counted as. That was not called anywhere, was it? So, in multiplayer, crates are not being properly recognized. That's probably our only main problem that we need to deal with. If storehouses can be properly upgraded to the new style, so long as we can add crates to them properly. Yeah, that didn't work in multiplayer, so I'm going to pick these back up. And I'm going to log out. And I'm going to end the stream here. I'm going to go get some lunch, make a sandwich, maybe go get myself a drink. And we will sort out why multiplayer is not properly reading those crates. Thank you for the new follows. Thank you for the watchers. Thank you for the comments.